The year is 1787. A small adobe house sits nestled along the banks of a river. The night air is thick with humidity, the only sound the gentle lap of water against the shore. Inside, a family sleeps, unaware of the horror creeping closer. But we see her. We always see her. She's outside the house now, her feet hovering just above the damp ground. The hem of her long white gown flutters as though moved by an unseen wind. Her face is veiled, hidden from view, but her grief is palpable. The weight of sorrow so heavy it presses down on the very air around her. Her head tilts forward, and from behind the veil, a low, mournful cry escapes her lips. "Oh, my children!" The sound carries through the stillness, winding its way into the cracks of the adobe walls, slipping beneath the doors, seeping through the windows. The wailing is soft at first, but it grows, layer upon layer of pain and desperation, filling the space until it becomes almost unbearable. Inside, the family stirs. A mother wakes, her hand instinctively reaching for the children sleeping beside her. 2 young boys, their faces peaceful in the innocence of dreams. She hears the wailing, and her heart skips. This isn't the first time she's heard it. No. She's heard the whispers in the village, the warnings passed from neighbor to neighbor about the weeping woman who stalks the riverside. Some claim to have seen her, standing in the fog, crying for her lost children. Others have said that they have heard her wail just before tragedy struck their home. "Oh, my children." It's louder now. The mother's breath quickens and her eyes dart to the window. The flickering candlelight inside does little to push back the shadows pressing against the panes of glass, but through the darkness, she swears she can see movement. Just a glimpse of something white. Outside, we see her clearly. La Llorona stands still, her head tilted slightly to one side as she listens. Her skeletal fingers twitch, her body tense as though waiting for something, or someone. She takes a deep breath, her bare feet soundless against the earth. Her voice rises again, a heart-wrenching sob that echoes through the night. The father wakes next, his brow furrowing as he listens. "What is it?" he whispers, though he already knows. His wife doesn't answer, her eyes fixed on the door, fear etched into every line of her face. "Oh, my children." The cry is closer now, almost as if it's inside the house with them. He gets up slowly, careful not to wake the boys, and moves to the window. He pulls back the worn curtain just an inch and peers out. For a moment, he sees nothing, just the darkness of the night, but then his eyes catch movement along the edge of the river. There she is. A woman, her gown flowing like mist around her, standing at the river's edge. Her back is to him, but even from the distance, he can feel the despair radiating from her. The hair on the back of his neck stands up, a primal fear gripping his chest. This is no ordinary woman. "La Llorona," he whispers, his voice barely audible. It's a whisper. "La Llorona," he whispers, his voice barely audible. He turns back to his wife. "We have to go. Now." The mother doesn't question him. She scoops up the boys, still heavy with sleep, and the family moves quickly through the small house, gathering only what they can carry. The wailing grows louder, now seeming to come from all directions. The father checks the door, his heart racing as he fumbles with the lock. Outside, the air feels thick, oppressive, as if the very night is conspiring to trap them here. Through the window, we watch La Llorona. Her head lifts slightly, and though her face is obscured, we know she's listening to them. The soft shuffle of footsteps outside, the rustling of blankets, the quickened breaths of a family desperate to escape. She knows. Her voice rises again, piercing the night, a cry so filled with grief that it feels as though the world itself might break under the weight of it. "Oh, my children." The door creaks open, and the father steps outside first. He motions for his wife to follow, their children held close. They move quickly, their footsteps muffled by the earth. The river is to the left, and as they hurry down the path, we see her. La Llorona moves in the mist like a specter, her feet never touching the ground, her cries becoming more frantic as the family slips away from her grasp. But she's closer now, closer than they think. The mother holds her children tighter, whispering prayers under her breath, eyes darting to the shadows that seem to press in on them. They don't see her, but we do. She follows them, her hands outstretched, fingers twisted, skeletal, reaching for the boys cradled in their mother's arms. "Oh, my children!" The wail is filled with agony, as if her soul is being torn apart with every step the family takes away from her. Her voice echoes off the trees, off the water, and for a moment, the family stops, frozen in fear. The father turns, his heart pounding in his chest. He squints through the darkness, but there's nothing there. No sign of the woman. But we see her. She's there, just behind the veil of the mist, her hollow eyes fixed on the family, her arms still outstretched, waiting. The father urges them forward, pushing them faster down the path, their feet slipping over the dew-covered ground. The river seems to roar louder now, the current picking up speed as if the water is trying to warn them of what lurks behind. But La Llorona doesn't chase them. She watches, her mournful cry growing softer, more distant. She knows they're beyond her reach now. They will escape her tonight. But her sorrow is endless, and she will always be waiting. Another night, another family. Her curse will never be lifted. The family disappears into the distance, their figures swallowed by the shadows of the night, and still she stands there, her wailing echoing through the trees, carried by the wind to the next unfortunate soul who will hear her cry. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. My name is Stone Rock, and today we are going over La Llorona. Sorry, it's not Llorona, it's Llorona. And in Spanish, the double L is like a Y sound, so it's a La Llorona. I know I've said it multiple times. I've said it the wrong way multiple times. I apologize, but it's a Y sound, La Llorona. I'm pretty sure the R is rolled too, but I can't roll my R's like that. Llorona. Oh, there we go. See, that was good. Okay. Sorry. If you like what we do here, like, subscribe. We do like kind of lore breakdowns. We do cryptids. I cover kind of ghosty stuff. Like what we do, like, subscribe. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the stories. Let me know what you think of the actual breakdowns. Check out the merch shop too if you want to buy some of the dopest merch around. Anyways, we're gonna get into it. The story of La Llorona began centuries ago in a small Mexican village. Her name was Maria, a beautiful young woman admired by all who knew her, but her life took a tragic turn when she fell in love with a wealthy man. He was captivated by her beauty, and soon they married. Together they had 2 children. But as the years passed, the love between them faded. The man began to distance himself, spending more time away, and eventually he left Maria for another woman. Heartbroken and filled with rage, Maria took a terrible action, one that would seal her fate for all eternity. In a fit of despair, she led her children to the river and drowned them, her grief overwhelming her reason. The moment the waters closed over their small bodies, Maria realized what she had done. Horrified by her actions, she threw herself into the river, consumed by guilt, but death did not bring her peace. And so, her spirit remains, cursed to wander the earth, forever searching for her lost children, weeping for what she can never reclaim. I think we can all kind of resonate with that, doing things out of anger or, doing things out of despair. I know that I have done things out of anger, sometimes that I've regretted. It happens, unfortunately, happens to all of us. That's part of the human condition, Sometimes you just can't control your emotions. You know, it is what it is. But let's keep going. It is said that La Llorona is bound to the rivers and lakes, her cries echoing in the night, warning her presence. "Oh, my children," she wails, calling for her children. But it's not love that drives her, it's a curse. She is doomed to search, never to find, forever haunted by the memories of her crime. Across Mexico and the southwestern United States, locals tell stories of her ghostly figure appearing near water. Children are warned never to wander too close to rivers at night, for La Llorona might mistake them for her lost children and drag them into the water to share her fate. She is no longer just Maria. She has become a force of nature, a symbol of grief and regret, passed down from generation to generation. Over the years, countless people have claimed to hear La Llorona's cries or to see her ghostly figure wandering by rivers and lakes. These reports stretch from Mexico all the way up to Texas and New Mexico, where she is said to walk the Rio Grande. One of the most famous sightings took place in 1930 in Santa Fe, New Mexico. A family living near a river reported hearing heart-wrenching sobs outside their home every night. When they looked out, they saw a woman in white standing just beyond the water's edge, but her face is hidden beneath a veil. Others have reported hearing her wailing while camping near bodies of water, describing the sound as so chilling it feels like the air itself is turned cold. In stories, La Llorona is drifting along riverbanks, her long flowing gown trailing behind her. In others, she is said to appear only as a shadow or a faint outline, but her cries, those are unmistakable. They cut through the night like a blade, sending chills down the spines of anyone who hears them. Pop culture and modern interpretations. La Llorona's haunting story has not only terrified those who grew up hearing it, but has also found its way into modern culture. Films, books, television have all drawn on her legend. In 2019, The Curse of La Llorona brought her terrifying tale to a new generation of horror fans, depicting her as a malevolent spirit haunting a family in 1970s Los Angeles. This film was part of the Conjuring universe, loosely, tying her to the famous supernatural entities and introducing her to audiences worldwide. But La Llorona's influence extends beyond just one film. She appeared in numerous books, including children's literature, where the story is used as a cautionary tale, and TV series like Supernatural and Grimm, where the weeping woman is a symbol of a tragic loss and supernatural terror. La Llorona has transcended folklore and become a permanent fixture in the landscape of paranormal pop culture. But like all legends, there are skeptics. Some say that the cries people hear are nothing more than the wind rustling through trees or the distant sound of animals at night. Rivers can make strange noises, especially in the dark, and it's easy to imagine hearing something that isn't really there. Foxes, as well, are known to scream and cry like that. Acoustics near bodies of water can be deceptive, and natural phenomena like the call of owls or shifting of water over rocks could explain the sound that many attribute to La Llorona. But for those who've experienced it, the feeling is more sinister, something primal that goes beyond logic. Whenever you believe the tale or not, the story of La Llorona has persisted for centuries, surviving the test of time, culture, and skepticism. Those who have heard her cries, those who have seen her figure by the water's edge, will swear that the legend is real, and that La Llorona is still out there, mourning her children, waiting for the next unfortunate soul that hears her weep. So what do you guys think of it? Is La Llorona a tragic spirit, cursed to wander forever, or is her story a legend born from fear and grief? Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell icon. That way you're notified whenever we upload a new video. We're going to try to do more lore videos now, so expect a lot more of these to be coming out here soon. If you want to support the channel, check the merch shelf down there. Some dope t-shirts. There's hoodies, there's jogger pants, there's notebooks, there's some pretty cool cups. There's like a Yeti tumbler down there. Merch store is pretty cool. I'm always adding new stuff. If you want me to add something, just ask. Down in the description, there is a link for a video for the 10,000 subscriber giveaway. Basically, when we hit 10,000 subs, I'm gonna give away some merch. So go watch that. Like that, subscribe to it. Follow everything that's in that video. There's a list of stuff that's got to get done. Anyways, if you want to directly support the channel, there's a PayPal link up top. Anything obtained through that goes back into the channel to help me keep all this going. Anyways, I hope you guys have a nice day and stay away from the rivers and lakes that you're used to. That's TLC. Don't do that. That's actually a decent song. Later, guys. Where others